Hi, welcome to Watcher DM. I'm Gabriel. Today I'm going to go over, we're going to start into Chapter 2 of the Tome of Adventure Design, revised edition by Matt Finch. Amazing book, incredible in its girth and its quality. And we're just kind of doing this book one section at a time so that we can try to understand how this might be used to generate random adventure content. And so we're going to start with part one here, which is to roll a monster type using a D100. Now, historically, I was doing this on a separate camera. I didn't really like the quality of that footage, and it's kind of a hassle, so I'm just going to roll it right here on the book and hope it doesn't roll off. 25. Okay, so 25 gives us an elemental. So we're going to just make our new card here. Monster, type, elemental monster. Okay. And then, so we go to the elemental section, which beasts, let's see here, constructs, draconics, more draconics, elementals. Okay, so we have elementals here, starting on page 106. And social stratum. So this is kind of interesting. They break up elementals into different social levels. From mindless, a normal elemental, to quasi-deity or elemental lord. So we're going to roll and see. We got 46. So this is a servitor. Let's put social. Servitor. And then we get elemental body forms. So we'll roll on this table here. We got an 83. Oh, interesting. Human appearance with elemental features and attributes. Okay, so form. Humanoid. With elemental features and attributes. Interesting. All right, now we need to determine the plane of origin. Whoop. So 17, this is a water elemental. So we just say plane of origin. Water. Method of binding the elemental creature. So what is the binding method? We got 2. So bargaining, a sacrifice is offered. So we'll say binding. I like bargaining. I like the idea of a social interaction being a solution. A sacrifice is offered, souls, gems, etc., and the elemental might or might not choose to accept the bargain. Okay, so offered sacrifice. It's pretty cool. And then conditions in elemental region. So although it's really more of an adventure generating idea than a monster creating idea, you get some good ideas about elementals by thinking about what conditions are like in the elemental region whence the creature comes. Interesting. Let's see what it's like here. So we rolled a 10, which means it is a castle. So let's see, we'll just say region castle with hounds, nobles, servants, knights. Okay. Whoops, I can spell. Interesting. So, yeah, it seems like we have a humanoid-looking creature from the elemental plane of water, and they're coming from a place with, like, castles and stuff. So I'm wondering if it's not, like, coral castles, and, like, knights on seahorses and that kind of vibe. They are a servitor elemental, which kind of puts them under normal elementals and weak djinns. So I'm wondering if maybe he's like a sea knight. Could be kind of a cool, like, he's a vassal, you know, to someone. But he has some kind of position. So maybe a sea knight. And I'm wondering what his kind of feature and attribute is that's like. So I'm going to try using these little side things here, and I just glanced over and saw water flows downhill. Yeah, so gosh, what does that tell me about his feature? It is interesting that it hit on water right away. Why don't we take another stab at this and kind of just do a random pull in the book? So we'll just go here, and we'll go here. Cosmic entropy. Interesting. So, maybe, what could be a cool feature of him? I mean, honestly, it's kind of silly, but, like, always, like, sweating, you know? Like, the villain from, Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, with the guy who could make your mail wet, the moist guy was pretty funny. That could be an interesting thing to do. Dilutes anything he comes in contact with. Could be interesting. So dilutes anything he touches. He or she, I guess. Maybe they're gender fluid since they're made of fluid. I do like the idea of, like, hair being water. Like, your hair is just a flowing kind of river, and there's just always a stream pouring out of your head that's flowing onto the ground. And yeah, maybe that's the nature of this elemental servitor, right? It's like he's been given a quest. He's a knight errant, and he has had to come to the prime material plane to resolve that quest. And he's just causing all kinds of water damage. The guy is, he had to go look for information, so he went to a library, and now they're dealing with the fallout of having a bunch of library books that were flooded and soaked. And, he has flooded the local village on his way through, kind of incidentally, because he stayed the night at an inn, and now their basement is full of water. You could kind of set up some really fun stuff with this, especially, I think, as the knight delves into a dungeon and the water from the night kind of fills up the dungeon. This could be a really interesting mechanic. So, yeah, I think that is our elemental check. Next time, what I'm going to do is I really kind of like this. I want to try doing some of these other types here. So I'm going to randomly pick another one. If I roll elemental, I'll re-roll. I think we're going to try and go through all of these just in whatever order. But hey, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will come back and check it out again. I am planning on continuing this series and getting through, at some point, the whole book. Also, I'm going to try and do some flip-through reviews, so record some more of those later today, and hopefully get those up. And yeah, that's it. Tome of Adventure Design, Revised Edition, Matt Finch. What a boss. I really enjoyed doing this, and I look forward to seeing you at the next one. Thanks for playing.